Images of political unrest and violence in South America are prevalent on mainstream media. The massive groups of South Americans crossing the U.S. southern border illegally are as well. But what we don't see is how revival is breaking out and souls are being saved by the thousands in the midst of this unprecedented immigration crisis. Victor News correspondent Fior Hernandez tells us more.
Bolivia, considered by some the heart of South America, but since 2020, political turmoil plagues the country as the movement toward Socialism Party won the presidential election. Allegations of election fraud have taken many to the streets in protest.
Bolivia has always been a very problematic country. We have always had, for example, we've always had a lot of protests.
These are the images constantly dominating news headlines. But there are other images out of Bolivia not quite making it on the evening news, though they clearly should be.
El que tiene oídos, oiga lo que el Espíritu dice hoy a la iglesia.
Not of protests or riots, instead, impressive images of revival. Pastors Ricardo and Patricia Rodriguez of Avivamiento Centro Mundial Ministry in Colombia held a revival event in Bolivia the first week of September, attended by upwards of 50,000 people, an incredible turnout for that region.
Over 55,000 people. I mean, the stadium was full of people. Now, why am I excited about that? Because people don't know that. People don't know what's going on. People don't know what God is doing all over the world. Many healings, salvations, deliverances, restoration of marriages. And that's what the gospel is all about.
Supernatural testimonies like the one of this man Friday, September 8th, while at the revival, received a call from the hospital where his mother-in-law was being prepped for surgery due to an obstruction in her digestive system. But he showed radiology images sent by doctors to his phone, revealing the obstruction was completely cleared.
Y ahora está completamente expedito todo el tránsito intestinal, no la van a operar. Escogió la cirugía. Ese es el Dios nuestro que está sobre Bolivia.
On September 10th, north of Bolivia, in Bogotá, Colombia, Avivamiento Church had Sunday service, and Brother Kenneth Copeland was invited to preach.
Muy buenos días, mis hermanos y hermanas en Cristo. I thought I was coming to church this morning. I came to a celebration of life.
It was a powerful night of miracles, signs, and wonders. One young lady testified she was suicidal until her encounter that very night.
You are now a handmaiden of the Lord.
Colombia is another region under violent political unrest. The country ranks 22 on Open Doors World Watch list for persecution of Christians.
We're called to be fearless. You know, this is not for the faint of heart.
But at the same time, hundreds of thousands flee South America, entering illegally into the United States through the Texas-Mexico border.
I'm watching them rushing down to cross the Rio Grande and into Eagle Pass, right? And then I saw the images in Bolivia.
What if this became this? Running toward the presence of God instead of a so-called dream defined by man.
At the end of the day, the gospel, Jesus Christ is the answer.
What about my country?
¿Y qué de mi nación?
Have faith in God. What about all the trouble in the world? Have faith in God.
Colombian pastor Ricardo Rodriguez wishes to bring an event to Venezuela next. But in July, the U.S. Department of State issued a travel advisory saying not to go there. Greg?